My name is Amaar Akbar, nickname Prodigy.
So do you want to talk us through what you inspire to be and what you aspire to accomplish in your pro career moving forward? Hi everybody, my name's Tanisha Bramwell and we're at the first episode of Yorkshire Talks. We've got two very, very special guests who I'm going to allow to introduce yourselves. So we'll start off with Amaar.
My name is Amaar Akbar, nickname Prodigy. I've just recently signed with the Bramwell professional boxer.
And my name is Zahir Akbar. I'm his dad.
Okay.
I'm the better looking out of the two. And I've done a lot of various things for people in the community, but I set up the Body Breed Boxing Gym some years ago, which is still running.
Yeah.
And quite successful as well.
Very successful, yeah.
Just nice to come here and have a little chat about what we're about.
Great. Well, thank you both for being here because I know that you've both been really busy and I know that you're busy, training away. So we're going to get into some questions. So some of these are from social media and some of them are from us that we really wanted to know. So the first questions for Amaar, the first question is, how did you get into the sport? How did you kind of fall in love with boxing and, how did that go for you?
Well, my dad, my uncles, they've always been into boxing. And since a young age, we've been doing combat sports, MMA, mixed martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been in it. We used to go gym with my dad and that. And then when I got to the age of 12, I think I started taking boxing seriously.
Yeah.
I started competing at 14.
Yeah. And you've always enjoyed it?
Yeah. I've loved it ever since.
That's good. When you fall in love with something like that, it doesn't seem like an obligation.
Yeah, definitely.
Z, how do you feel about boxing? Because you've got your own boxing gym and Amaar came through your gym.
Yeah,
so
boxing has been my life from day one. From very, very little, one of the things that I've always kept up to is the boxing.
What is it you love so much about the sport? Is it that the structure? Is it the...
I think for me initially it was just the keep fit and the learning, watching it on TV. So from my side, like I said, growing up, and me and my brothers were always into it. We were fighting,
yeah,
at home, and boxing was the thing. So I've been in it, studied it,
yeah,
practiced it for a long time. Well before I set up my gym, I was training people, I was training people in the parks and stuff. So.
It's always been a part of your life.
It's more than just my life.
Yeah, and you growing up as his son, you'll have just fallen in and you fell in love with the sport too. That's great. Another question that we've got is about your career. So you have just turned pro, and we are going to talk about that. But during your amateur career, you had quite a lot of accomplishments. So do you want to talk us through that and what accomplishments you had?
I started boxing at 14. I went into my first open class championships at, I think it were 3 fights, fighting people who have had like 20, 30 fights.
Oh my God.
From this, I won 6 Yorkshire titles, 2 national titles, 2 national finals. I represented England twice or 3 times. A box cup gold twice. Yeah, Yorkshire belt champion.
That's amazing.
So, I kind of did everything I wanted to as an amateur.
What age are you at right now?
I'm 20 now. I just turned.
That's amazing.
I had the GB assessment, Great Britain assessment, just before the lockdown happened.
Oh my God.
So, yeah.
Have you ever thought about representing Great Britain? Have you ever thought about going down the route, of the Olympics?
That was the route we were going initially. That was the route that we were going to go down, but then through lockdown happened, and then Frank Warren came with that deal.
Yeah.
So I just knew that I wanted to turn pro. Since a young age, I've always said that my style is like a pro style. So
yeah. That's
obviously
amazing.
Then we sat down with my dad and my brother and
made that decision. Yeah. So you would have been happy to go down the Olympic route. That's the route that you were headed down. Because there's been other professional boxers that's done that, like Anthony Joshua and stuff like that. That's amazing.
I think when like I said, we've been into some sort of combat, whether it was in our living. I had them boxing in my living room.
Yeah.
They'd come home, I'd come from work and say, have you done your press ups? No, come on then, knock 100 out. And they'd be like, sit ups and that. And we were just kind of.
Like a boot camp at
like
home.
We were born into it.
Like instilled. Yeah. That's amazing.
I had them sparring in the bedroom for,
the minute they woke up,
sparring.
Sparring.
And him and his other brother, they both took it up.
Right.
And they were, I knew they had that talent.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, it's about 4 years that he's done all this. All this, whereas people who've been boxing since they're about 7, 8, 9, or so I think he had that. Well, he has got that ability.
100%. Yeah. I've watched some of your fights. Our Logan, and my brother's obsessed with boxing, and he's like, watch this fight, look what he's done, and it is amazing for 20 years old. I think when it comes to any sport, training, you have to train hard in order to better yourself, but you have to have some sort of ability, like you said, that you saw. You have to have that.
I mean, I think I said to people, I got a bit lucky in that he developed really quickly.
Yeah.
So in that space of 4 or 5 years,
he really pushed himself.
Yeah, like I said, I put him in open class championships, and people used to say, "What are you doing? You're gonna kill him." Yeah. I said, "No.
He can do it.
He'll do it.
Yeah, he can do it.
He can do it.
Yeah.
And certain, you have decisions and blah blah, but you were there.
Yeah.
You were there,
Yeah. And it's worked out because, you were approached by Frank Warren. This is not some small promoter. No. You're approached by someone big. So we are going to get into that. So Frank Warren approached you. One of the first things I want to talk about is a lot of people have reached out on, comments and said, what's that process? How do you get signed by Frank Warren? So do you want to talk about, your process and your experience of that?
Well, the last championships I did were the elite championships. I was fighting grown men. I got to the finals of the championships, and there was this lad who is a good mate of ours. He said, you're a good kid, and then obviously we kept talking over social media, and then one day he come out with what's your record and what are your achievements as an amateur. So I sent him it, and he come back with that Frank Warren deal.
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe it. I was speechless.
Oh my God.
Then, but then my dad, we were like, shall we do it? Shall we not? It's lockdown. I was like, I'm ready. I want to turn pro.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
At 18, if I could turn pro, I would have turned pro.
Yeah.
So I turned pro at 19. So yeah, here we are. Can't believe it still, really.
I think for us, I wanted him to get a bit of experience fighting men.
Yeah.
So these elite championships, they're open age, so you could be fighting 20, 23-year-olds, and you were 18. So I didn't want to just turn him over professional.
Yeah.
So I thought, let's have a year in the elites.
Yeah.
And let's see how we do.
Yeah.
And he did well.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, we can handle it. And I as a coach and a dad, I think I kind of, no, he didn't lose the love for the amateur game, but I knew if he could turn professional, he'd do it. But I wanted to just hold on. I just didn't want to.
And keep, haven't you wanted him to have that experience a little bit more?
That experience, yeah.
Are you happy though with the decision that was made?
Without a doubt, that was the best thing that could really happen.
Yeah, definitely.
You look so proud. It's really lovely to see.
I couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it.
It's funny because we've been watching Frank Warren shows like Amir Khan when you were coming up since baby days.
Yeah.
And to say that now we're with Frank Warren is just crazy.
Yeah, this is your journey. This is your story. It's your moment, and that's another thing that I really wanted to talk to you about is there's a lot of pressure that surrounds that. How are you handling that pressure?
To be honest, as an amateur, I always used to say to my dad, bring a massive crowd.
Yeah.
So I believe that I've always been one of them that when I'm under pressure,
you fight better, you're a lot better. Yeah, it pushes you.
Like when there's no one there, and then I'll be like, oh yeah.
When there's a crowd screaming,
you're
gonna give them a show.
That pressure.
Yeah.
I fight better. So I've loved the interviews. That one new to me. I've never done interviews before. I'm getting used to them.
Yeah, well, you should. You need to.
Yeah, it's just something new, and it's like a whole new journey now turning pro.
It is. Absolutely. It is. So, it's not anything that you've seen on an amateur level because it's something every amateur, the fight. The hardest to become pro. So you've been given this opportunity, which you deserve. I mean, look at your accomplishments, all the way up to 19 years old. So you message your accomplishments and they sent back a deal because they saw what you've done. Yeah. But to you, it was just normal because you've always, been the high achieving.
Definitely.
So that must have been amazing.
Plus,
but
people don't see the hard work that goes in behind the scenes.
Yeah, let's talk us through that because people just see the fight.
Yeah. So we'll be training 2-3 times a day, and then sometimes I'll be running at like midnight.
Yeah.
I used to train at midnight running, but no one sees that. They just see what's on the day.
Yeah, and it's
fight that's on the day. So
you have to put, your entire life is into this sport.
Yeah, definitely. I've missed out so much stuff with my mates and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's just my mentality. Whenever I have a fight, I don't even get out of my house. That's just the mentality I have.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think when I'm fighting and I want to have that hunger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever I'm on fight camp, I don't get out of my house. All I do is just eat, breathe, train.
Fight camp, they call it.
That's it.
Fight camp.
It's hard and all. It's grueling. You have mood swings. You have everything. It all comes with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And everything that you do, in the build up to that fight is gonna, it's gonna show in that fight, isn't it?
Definitely.
So there's pressure even on that small journey from your training, your eating, your lifestyle, around you, your family around you at the time. And yeah, because you are only 20 years old.
Yeah,
you got the deal. You are very young. You got the deal at 19.
Yeah.
What age did you start fighting? What age were you start boxing?
14, I started competing.
So your adolescent years and your teenage years, you wouldn't, you'd have had to sacrifice a lot and put it all into it.
My first national title, I think I won it a year after I started boxing. Was it a year or two after, or a year and a half?
That's amazing.
People don't win national titles.
No, it's unheard of. No,
I won it in a year.
Yeah. So what's your experience been like locally? That's one thing that I really want to talk to you about because we've said it before we started filming is nobody's ever signed from Dewsbury to Frank Warren. So that in itself is an accomplishment. So what's the response been like locally and how do you feel about kind of putting Dewsbury on the map for, all the right reasons?
Definitely. It's amazing because now I've had a lot of people on social media messaging me it's amazing. And people saying, how did you do it? And obviously I replied to them and it's just amazing. I have people I've been to theme parks and people have been saying to me, "Oh, you're that boxer."
I bet that's amazing.
And it's a good feeling. And my mates be like, "Oh yeah, you're making it now." I'm like, "No, keep it humble."
Yeah, staying humble.
But, yeah, it's been good. Amazing.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you've had a good response.
But it hasn't come easy though. It's come through hard work.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, you've worked very, very hard to get there.
That's the only way you achieve.
See, you don't. We see it all.
Yeah.
And you don't see the tears.
Yeah.
People don't see the tears.
No.
And they don't see the blood. And they don't see the sleepless nights.
Yeah.
We see it,
Yeah, you live it together.
Day in, day out. His body's aching, and it's quite easy to not get up in the morning. And I'm knocking up the door for 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Let's get up running.
Yeah.
Or he's having to get up at 1 o'clock at night. Boxing is one bit, but all the rest of it, the dieting and the hunger and the mood swings and all that. You don't see it.
It's a group effort, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone plays their role.
Without a doubt,
Yeah.
All our whole family is about boxing. Even my wife.
Sure.
Yeah, when he's fighting, what's he had to eat? Have you had this? Have you had the vitamins? Have you had this? The whole family's in it.
That's amazing. That must be a massive support though for you, to keep
it makes
you
it
going.
easier a bit.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, because I've met people that have not boxing, but they've been in other sports and they haven't really had the support from the family. And it takes a huge hit on them to do it on their own. So that must be really, really, a great feeling that if I don't wake up, I know they're going to be coming at my door.
Yeah,
I know they're going to get me up. I know
Yeah, that's our job. I mean, what I want to do is, he's a boxer. I want him to concentrate on his boxing.
Yeah, let us worry about the rest. You do that.
Worry about the rest. I know it's like another job for me.
Yeah.
But that's how we want it.
Yeah, that's what you fought for.
Family will muck in. His brother. Today I was at work. His brother took him for a session. So it's all. Everyone is. His other cousins, his family, his uncle, everybody. Have you done this? Have you done that? Watch out for him. So it's a massive team, huge team.
Yeah.
And nothing comes easy. And he has it tells me a lot of kids, on Instagram.
Mm.
Well,
we had a good response. We had a great response as soon as we put the flyer out. Even people were walking past me in the streets. I went down to go visit your gym, Warrior Breed, and we got some stuff with you. We got a t-shirt, and I put a t-shirt on to walk the dog. And this kid walked past, he was like, I go to Warrior Breed.
Oh,
And I went, do you go to Warrior Breed? I went, no, I don't go to Warrior Breed. But he was so excited that he'd just seen the t-shirt.
It's give a big push to the community, the boxing community actually. A lot.
How's that been?
It's been good. It's been good. Like now that I've done it, a lot of people from Dewsbury, like it's not impossible now.
No.
People are gonna start believing in this. Oh, he's done it. I'm gonna start training even harder. I can make it.
Yeah, that's it. You become a role model, don't you?
Yeah, I've always wanted to be like that though.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't feel any pressure of being that?
Inspire people.
Yeah.
No. I love it, me. I take it in.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's such a great way to like push yourself. Because some people feel a massive fear of being a role model. Definitely, you don't want to put her foot wrong. No. But you are inspirational, especially some of the the young lads that I've spoken to. They're so inspired with how far you've come that they do feel that they can do it. Definitely. So, but no, I think that's a great thing though to have. What response have you seen locally? Because you're not only a coach, but your heart's in it. You're his dad.
Yeah. I think the inspiration and belief. I think a lot of it is back the confidence and the belief and knowing that someone can do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I say, they've had to gruel and they've had to do the hard training and all that with the school and everything else fitting in and training on top. And to be honest, born and bred Dewsbury, we're born and bred Dewsbury, battling border kind of, so I can't dismiss battling.
Yeah.
We're
Batley's there.
Yeah. Not disrespecting you because we love you all.
Yeah.
But we're born and bred in Dewsbury.
Yeah.
And Dewsbury has had its fair share of bad press.
100%.
Yeah, and this is something that we need to be happy about.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of people have sent their well wishes, and people genuine love, for what's going on, and I think it's amazing. And I think I know maybe I'm going in, but kind of brought people together and all.
100%. And all this hard work that you put in, you and you yourself, the sacrifices that you've made in your life, the sacrifices that you guys have made as a family, this, what you're seeing now, to be able to sit back and reflect, you being pulled up in theme parks and messages through, that in itself is, well, we've done something, Your story could inspire one kid that could go on to do something what you're doing, and it's been worth it. But
I think that's the biggest thing. Even if it takes one person, and I said to him, and even through the gym, I say, if my gym changes one person,
you've done your job.
I've done the job.
100%. That's what it's about.
Forget the fact that we've had multiple national champions.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not even gone into the gym bit of it.
Shout out.
But no, seriously, I think as I've aged and I got a bit older and better looking.
As you do.
As I do. I think that's even when I started, that was our inspiration, but I think now even more so, it just takes one person who can help them out and they sit and they say,
he's done it, I can do it. Yeah. Because it is like you say, I mean, we know personally living our town, the good that's in our town. People, the people don't get to see that. But I think that, this story and how you've had to fight to get where you've got to at a young age, and then to go on and inspire young people, and then to have a dad that sits in the community inspiring, young lads to get into the gym and off the streets. That in itself is a story and a journey.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I just think it's amazing.
See, we've not even touched on I don't know if you've seen some of his YouTube channels. We've been through a lot of hard personal stuff. And I can sit here, and apart from other things, family and friends and my faith and other things, one thing that got us through, and that's him included, is out of the boxing.
Yeah, kept you going.
100%.
Yeah.
We've lost a brother, I've lost a child, I've lost a brother, a sister. We've had a lot of hard times.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have my gym, and he'll say the same, if they didn't have that boxing and that goal, I don't know where we would be.
No.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
People miss it, you know,
Yeah.
the importance that it has.
Mm.
Whether you become Frank Warren's promoter, or whether you become a professional, or whether you become a national champion, I think that's beside that. You know,
Yeah.
I think just having the
Like the structure of it.
structure of boxing and has kept us above water.
Yeah, it's kept you going. Yeah,
absolutely.
because it's very strict, isn't it?
Yeah,
And you've got to be in a strict routine, and you've got to pull yourself out
Mm.
and get it done, no matter what's going on, you know, in your personal life.
Yeah, you
No.
can't feel sorry for yourself.
No, you can't, because no one's going to push you.
No.
Because when it comes to it, you have to have that fight in you. You're going to always be surrounded by people that are either, you know, they've got the wrong motivations of you, or they've got the right ones. For example, you know, your family,
Mm.
they're always going to have, you know, you at their heart. So they've got your best interest in their mind, which is great. But you're going to have people that don't.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've got to make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people, and that in itself, you're going to go through hardships.
Yeah.
It's how you come out, because there's nobody that's going to pull you out but you and your family.
Mm.
But it's really, really refreshing and really nice to hear that, you know, you've been through these hardships, but his boxing and, you know, your career, because these are not jobs. These are just passions, and you've been able to, you know, go on and do things with them and change lives.
Absolutely. It's quite easy for us to, you know, back in there thinking, you know, not too long ago, you know, it's quite easy to sit at home and say, you know what, can't do it.
Yeah, that's one of the questions that we had in was, have you ever sat there and thought, I can't do this anymore? You know, has there ever been a point in your mind where you thought, is it time to just stop it? Whether it's boxing or the gym, have you ever faced a time where you thought, maybe I'm not going to carry this on ever?
No.
You've
But
always thought,
that's with anything though. Like sometimes you love hard sparring days and you'd be like, oh no, what was that? But then you know, tomorrow you might have a good day,
yeah,
and then you're gonna have another bad day, and then you're gonna have a good day. That's just with anything though.
yeah, that's true.
So I don't really go deep into it. But I've had bad days. I've had days where I've cried and I've been like, oh, that was rubbish.
Yeah, I can do better. Yeah,
I'm not gonna fake it. Say, oh,
yeah.
oh yeah, I'm always doing good. But no.
No.
You have days where you're like, oh, I've had a bad day today, but then tomorrow you might have a good day. So,
Yeah.
I don't really know.
I think it's real. I think it's about being real. You know, I say to all my lads, winning, losing is part of life.
100%.
I'm a deep person, kind of almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's women. You win and you lose.
Yeah.
Simple life. That's life. And I said to him, we're not bothered. If you lose, you lose.
Yeah.
You come back stronger, and you come back and you learn from that. And I tell my lads, there's so much pressure. Oh, what if you lose? What it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as you put your time in, and you know it will happen. So I think it's one of them things. You've got to be real.
Yeah.
Be real about it.
Yeah.
And with regards to wanting to pack it in, I've had days where you think, you know what, but then you think, no,
Can't.
they so relying on me,
That's it.
and the kids are going to come, and they might be looking forward to it.
Yeah. And who they got if they haven't got me?
Yeah, 100%. And it's more than just. I think I mentioned earlier when we met. It's more than this. Is not like gym opening times.
No.
I'll get calls 12, 1 o'clock at night.
It's 24/7.
24/7. And it's not just about boxing. Oh, so-and-so's done this, can you have a chat with him? Yeah, of course. Oh, so-and-so's got in trouble with school, can you have a, you know, me and them.
I would not like to see Z at my door if I did bad in school.
No.
Dude.
But you know, it's not just a boxing club, you know, you're on it 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, because you deal with a lot of young people,
Yeah.
and this is one thing that we spoke about is, you know, a lot of young people that come to your gym, you're the first person that's given them structure. You know, you're the first person that's given them strict rules.
Yeah.
You're the first person that's supporting them in a way that they've never been supported. So you know, in yourself, you become a role model, and then they rely on you.
Yeah.
So that must motivate you when you're having your days.
I think initially, I didn't really kind of. I mean, I started the gym for that.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing something else, but then then you kind of lose that hang on how much importance this boxing and the gym does have for certain people.
Yeah, how important it is and how it impacts them.
Absolutely, yeah, massively.
100%.
Massively. And from day one, where my gym was being right, listen, these are the boundaries, these are the rules, this is what we're going to expect. I don't want you to be a champion. You don't have to be a champion for me and win titles.
Yeah.
As long as you're a champion for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when parents are coming back and ringing and say, oh, so-and-so's brilliant at school now.
Oh, that's an outcome. That's what, you know, that's what's so amazing.
Yeah.
That must feel amazing.
100%. That just makes our day. And, you know, it's, they've changed.
So you've got kids queuing down during lockdown saying, when's the gym reopening?
Yeah, well, kids ringing, uncle.
Uncle.
Yeah, my dad, you're older than my dad. But yeah, you know, the kids are like, they miss it.
Yeah.
Because
it's a family, isn't it? You become a family in that gym.
And a lot of it is a lot of children not having that structure.
It is.
You know,
Yeah.
And here you're like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. And they want to achieve every day, they want to achieve.
Yeah, and you're pushing them and bettering them.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to Amaar for a second and talk, continue talking about your career. So we have touched on Frank Warren and, signing and how that felt. So do you want to talk us through what, you inspire to be and what you aspire to accomplish in your pro career moving forward?
I think, as any professional would say, world champion.
Yeah.
But
Go on, do it. Do it for Jules.
World champion.
Do it for us. Do it for Jules, bro.
But I want to inspire the youth and all.
Yeah.
I want them to, obviously, like I've said this before, I want them to see me doing what I'm doing and take inspiration from it.
Yeah.
And even charities, like, hopefully, I always say to my dad, like, hopefully when I've had a few more bouts, I want to make my own charity.
Yeah, well, you've done quite a lot of charity work, I've seen.
Yeah.
How have you found that?
It's all right. It feels good when you're giving when you're giving charity.
Yeah, you're giving back. Yeah, you feel a lot better, don't you?
Definitely, yeah.
I've seen you doing some bits. What else have you been doing in the community?
We were doing what were we doing?
The cake thing over there. Was it past Ramzan?
Yeah, giving cakes out.
Yeah. And were you handing out food deliveries during lockdown and stuff like that, and giving out food parcels? And I think that in itself, as a young person, seeing you accomplish this and not be like, oh yeah, I've made it now. Don't talk to me.
No,
and you're out on the streets and you're like, I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
I want you to do well. And that, again, they haven't seen that. A lot of kids.
Like with me, I look up to like people like Khabib. I don't know if you know Khabib.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I've heard a lot about him these last few months.
He's a Muslim, but he's so humble.
Yeah.
Like I wanna when I hopefully if I ever make it, I wanna be like that. I wanna be
when
humble.
you make it, you wanna.
Hopefully, when I make it, I wanna be humble and give back to people around the world. Yeah. So I don't wanna be one of them cocky or arrogant. I wanna reply to everyone. Whoever messages me, I wanna reply to them. I wanna give them advice and give charity and stuff like
It's going to be all right when you're getting 100,000 inboxes a day and he's like, Della Catherine, I've got to reply to this kid. He needs to know what's going on.
You know what you want though. You got always be hungry.
I think some kid messaged you a while ago, didn't he? And he says you're first person to.
Yeah, he goes. He messaged me. He goes. So I replied to him, and he goes, like, no professional boxers like ever replied to me and stuff. Like, you're the first person.
Can you imagine how that felt?
Yeah, it's warming. It feels good. Like there's no better feeling really.
No, there isn't.
That's like giving back, innit?
Yeah, of course it is. 100%. I think we couldn't have found a better spokesperson because you're not just speaking about boxing. You're very, very open to talking about your local needs and like your experiences growing up, and you're very open about your struggles. And I think that raw and being real and being so relatable, I think that's why the response, because you're not going to please everybody.
No.
It's impossible.
No,
you could literally do everything right in the world forever, and it's not possible to please everybody. But 99% of the comments and the feedback that we got just from saying that we're going to be sitting down talking to them for a little bit, it was, you've got Amaar on, can you ask him this? And have you seen what he's done? He's been doing this. And one guy just sent me all your videos. And I was like, I know, I've seen them. But that must be like a really, really nice feeling to think, well, people are so interested in my career and they've took the time out to learn about it. How does that feel, knowing that you've got some sort of a fan base?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Like people, like kids look up to me, and it's like how I used to look up to pros, and I used to be like, oh, he's British champion. They look up to me like that.
Yeah, that must be surreal.
The way I want to be real, so I want them to see like I'm just like them. I'm no different. It's just hard work.
Yeah.
Keep faith and hard work. Pray and that's it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hard work and just be patient and keep batting on.
Yeah.
And, like if this time last year, we were like, oh, what are we going to do? Oh, we've got a couple of championships coming, we train for them, blah, blah, blah. And this time we're sat here and hopefully, soon we'll be boxing and well, it's signed up, having the pro bout.
Yeah.
So,
fingers crossed. We'll be queuing for tickets, fingers crossed.
I definitely queue.
I will be.
And that's what it's about. And really, for us, a place like Dewsbury, we're proud. We are proud, and hopefully I brought my kids up to be proud of Dewsbury. And
I think you should be very proud of it.
It's true.
Yeah.
You should be proud, and there's so many good things happening, and hopefully we wanna take over. We wanna put Dewsbury on that map, big time.
Yeah, for all the right reasons.
For the right reasons. Yeah. And I guess I'm lucky in the sense that he wants to give back. And he wants to give.
Very humble.
Yeah. People said to me, they won't really talk to you as in like normal 20-year-old kids will go around.
But he's too busy. His mind's too focused.
Exactly. 24/7.
Yeah.
And again, you talk about aspirations. I don't think he'd be in the game if we weren't looking for world champion.
Yeah, you've got to have a goal. Yeah. You've got to have, and it's something that you can achieve now. Yeah. I mean, if someone would have told you you're going to be signed by Frank Warren at 17, you'd have been like, well, yeah, I hope so, but let's see. But, and then you got this like in lockdown. It's like we're in a global pandemic and Frank Warren's like, actually, we want Amaar, So it is doable because you've done it.
I think, when we first started, we used to look at national champions. Yeah. The best in England guys. Yeah. National champions, and I was like, oh wow, he's a superhuman. No, like seriously,
we were all like that.
We were like, these kids are superhuman.
Yeah.
And we used to go to watch him, and he's a national champion, and we were like, wow, let me touch him.
Maybe I'll get some powers. That'd be me.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
This is how it was. And then eventually, like, we were winning titles, and we were like, oh, well, that's quite easy.
Yeah. We've done it, yeah.
We've done it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think we got about 6-7 national titles in gym.
Yeah.
And you've done that. It's like, wow, that's amazing.
It's on that next, now what?
You can do it, and so can you.
Yeah.
And as a coach, you start believing it.
Yeah.
But for us, it's belief as well that I know.
We can do this.
You're there. Yeah. You're there. And then the kids will start believing in that.
100%. Yeah. What's it been like for you? Because there's a lot of dads that end up being their sons' coaches or daughters' coaches or mothers. Yeah. So what's it been like for you? Because I don't have kids yet, but I cannot imagine how it would feel, seeing someone that I love in a ring, and no matter what, even though he's he can hold his own, he's going to win this. How's that feeling for you? Or are you just like, no, he's a fighter in that moment and I'm the coach? Can you turn that off quite easily? You've never had that question, have you?
I won't say turn it off. There's been a few times where you've been nervous.
I do get nervous.
Yeah, that's the dad in you.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
I do get nervous.
But you know what you fought for.
I know in the back of my mind, I know we've trained hard.
Yeah.
Touch wood, we always train hard unless we've been injured.
Yeah.
So we always try going prepared. But even then I'm nervous.
Yeah.
But then you have to kind of turn it on.
Yeah.
we've still got a job to do.
Yeah, and in that moment, you're his coach, and you need to get him through that, and you've got a job to do.
I don't know if I have that. I think the coach and the father head is mixed in.
You need one to have the other.
Yeah, we're all. We probably go home now and talk about boxing for the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
Oh, do you see this? Do you see that? What do you think? Do you think that? And my role as a dad and a coach is kind of intermingled.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still get nervous. I still worry. Not worry as in, but yeah.
How's it been for you?
I think when I walk out, obviously in the back everyone has nerves. If you don't have nerves, you're lying.
Yeah.
But this is me. When I walk out to the ring, like
you shut off.
No
That's
nerves.
It. Yeah.
No nerves. I'm confident. I could be fighting anyone. I'm confident.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the same for you. When you're in the ring, like no nerves be there. Like, but it's funny because he can look at me and I'll know what he's saying.
That's
he can look at me. That's just like a bond.
That's connection.
He can look at me and I'll be like, yeah, he wants me to do this.
Yeah, he gives you a head nod. He's like, my dad wants me to give it. Like,
yeah.
I can read his mind. He wants
or
me
he
to do
could say,
this.
turn it on now, and I know, like, oh yeah.
Yeah, step it up.
Yeah,
get it done. That is amazing.
I mean, I'm loud in the car, and I'm loud. But you know, we
I can see you being a dad of like Tyson Fury or how he is, you know, being in the corner and like, listen.
Well, yeah. I'm known for my.
It's funny because you come in the corner, but in gym and like when he's giving instructions from outside the ring.
Yeah, he's like because he wants to like push you, motivate you.
Certain people I react differently. I think with Amaar, I can. See, it's not always that wow. Some people react to calmness.
Yes, you know so you're very good at being like, I know when to be calm, and this is my moment.
I'm known for my crazy as well. I can remember once when officials had to come over and say, "I'm get calm down." Yeah. But I think most of the times I'm more calm with him because the way I look, if I'm a coach, and I'm panicking, and I don't want to pass that on to the
if he sees worry and panic in your eyes, he's gonna be like,
they're gonna read it.
100%.
So sometimes I have a bit both, but see with those, I mean, when he's got a fight, it's no lie, my head is 24/7.
Yeah.
I don't sleep.
Oh my God.
No lie. This is no. I said to him because my head chips over time. I'm like, okay, today we're training this. So I like to plan like weeks ahead. So today we're doing this, we're doing that. Right, we're sparring here, we're doing that. I'm like, constantly.
Yeah.
Thinking how we can kind of
improve.
Yeah.
It's like instilled in you.
It's funny because in college I used to be lesson on that, and then I get like a massive paragraph. He moves like this, he's gonna throw this and he's gonna throw that, and I'd be like, I'm in bloody college.
I can't wait to get it out there.
Oh my God. Driving lesson and his dad's texting him, this, and you're like, what? But it's instilled in you, so you must just wake up and be like, I saw a video last night, and you can go into like a 12-hour discussion about that. And I think it's people like that. I mean, I've seen like documentaries on boxers and on, wrestlers and stuff like that, and it's the ones that you have to live it, breathe, everything at sleep. Boxing. Yeah, it is.
You gotta love it. I think that's the main thing.
You've got to love it.
If you hate it, you ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
And if you get, if you get to the point where it's not, that love's not there, that passion, then this is time now to be. You've got to walk.
You're doing it for another reason.
Yeah.
You're doing it for another reason.
But I think when your motivations are what your motivations are, they're the right motivations. They're all, it's worth being up 4 o'clock in the morning. I've had 3 hours sleep. This and this is going on, but I've got to be there.
It's your thing.
It's a priority.
This is the only thing that I'm going to put it out there that really makes me think.
That really makes you think.
Really.
Yeah.
I mean, if you said to me, you have to stay away 3 days.
Yeah.
And it's I'll do it.
For boxing.
Everything else in my life. So.
Jay-Z's walking that road. He's not worth it. I'm not having unless it's boxing. I'm not doing it.
Seriously, it's some of that. It's some of that. You've been brought up in.
You've got to have that passion and that love for it. But when boxing comes in, is boxing the only sport you've ever thought about doing, or have you ever thought about, not if when you're done with boxing necessarily, but if you accomplish what you want to accomplish, would there ever be any other sports that you'd want to go into, like MMA or?
Before boxing, we did MMA, and I was really good at MMA. I was really good at MMA. My dad used to say, stick to MMA, stick to MMA. But I've always enjoyed boxing.
Yeah.
Who knows if I ever make it?
Not confirming or denying.
Boxing, we can maybe do MMA.
You heard it here first. Yeah, when he's on BBC Sports and it's been signed in the years to come, I'll be like Yorkshire Talks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it is something that
I love MMA. I watch a lot of MMA, you know.
So
you're going to see exclusives like in Judge Report. Exclusive.
I love boxing and MMA. Like all we do, I'll be on YouTube. It'll be MMA or boxing.
Yeah.
Unless I'm on Netflix and it's not.
You can't blame that. Yeah. Netflix is great. Netflix is Netflix. But no, so how would you feel, you know, if he ever did that transition?
See, we've been.
It's already a plan. It's already in the goals.
I've already put it out there. Seriously, I've already put it out there. I said, you UFC guys, you hang on.
Yeah, we're coming.
Because what happened,
White.
we were with anything to do with combat, we were on it.
Yeah.
And we had AVT, didn't we? Yeah. AVT was, I don't know if AVT is a really, really big MMA team.
Like they've got loads of people in UFC.
Yeah. Danny Mitchell,
big round.
He were in UFC.
Ah, right, okay.
And they used to train our margin. So they grew up watching, you know, growing up.
Yeah.
And we kind of nearly headed towards the MMA.
Oh, yeah.
And I was saying to him, you know, why don't you get into it? And he was, man, I like boxing. And I'm not sure if I went with that initially. I thought,
no, you were like, do MMA. I still remember the talk.
Yeah.
You're going to be a world champion one day and you're going to be like, Dad, not MMA.
The thing is, though, I still know how to do like all that grappling stuff and submission.
Yeah, do you still keep up with that?
Yeah.
Just in case.
Because a lot of that grappling works in boxing.
Right, okay.
You know, when you're like clinching.
So like transferable skills and techniques.
Everything is unless you're on the ground, then that's different. But everything on the feet, like grappling, wrestling, it's all in boxing and all.
That's great. Well, that's good. You've had a couple of fights abroad. Yeah. How does that, you know, differ to the fights over here? Your training must be different depending on, you know, where you're at and where you're fighting. So what's the experience been like doing that?
When I went to Poland, the main thing was the food. It was completely different to England food. But it was a good experience. I'd love to do it again. Hopefully when if I do well in pros, I'd love to do it again. But when I fought in Poland, it was different. It was a different experience. It was
different.
Yeah.
People different.
The crowd were different. The crowd were wild in Poland. Yeah.
I bet you loved
that.
They
loved me afterwards though.
Yeah.
They loved me afterwards. Like they were all hugging me and stuff. And, But when we walked into the ring, it was different crowds screaming his name and stuff. But one experience, it was a lovely experience.
I think we with the work had been done, you know, we didn't really train out there. We'd done the training like
over here, home.
And then over there was just a few days where you were resting anyway.
And then you weigh in and then the fight.
That whole experience, the first time that you fought, you know, abroad, is it still the same when you fight? Or if you're going to fight abroad now, you're like, no, I've done it.
I think I was more chilled abroad. You know, before the fight, the people who come with us, they were like, we've never seen anyone that chilled, like before a fight.
Are you worried? And I was like, no.
I was actually sat there like this. I warmed up, I was just sat there like this.
You are quite a relaxed person in yourself. You don't seem to like
I've had
let
fights
yourself
where
get irate.
Yeah, I've had fights where I've been really nervous, but then I've had fights where I've been like, some of the day.
Yeah.
So I like him when he's not nervous. I kind of worry. Yeah. Almost.
Yeah, you become. So when he's not nervous, you become nervous.
I want him to be nervous.
Yeah.
Because and he's even said that when I'm on the edge and I know when he's nervous, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, it blinks differently and you know it.
And when you got that, and that's what gives you the edge. That adrenaline, that almost nervousness.
Yeah.
And when he's too relaxed, I'm like, no, I'm not too happy.
When I'm nervous, I think the best comes out of me.
Yeah. Nerves do help.
Yeah. It's like, then when I watch the fight back, I'll be like, oh, I didn't even know I was doing that. It just come out like instinct. We just did that.
Yeah, when you're in the moment,
Yeah.
yeah. So the fights that you do watch back and you're able to reflect on it.
Mm.
Do you ever? Because you seem someone like to me as someone who's like a perfectionist. I can do this. I can do this. Do you pick those? Do you make notes of it? Like, what's your strategy through that?
We're always, even when we're sparring, oh, you didn't do this well.
Yeah,
You didn't do that well.
yeah.
And then we'll go back and we'll train on it.
So you know when you have an opponent coming up and you've got a fight booked in and your strategy for each fight obviously is going to change.
Yeah.
What's your main priorities without revealing too much? You know, for anyone that you might face. What's your strategy then for Amaar when you know depending on who you're facing?
To be honest, well, I'll watch like one fight and I'll be like, oh,
I can do this.
I just want to know if he's a back foot fighter or if he's more lean back and he fights or he comes forward and aggressive.
Okay.
And then everything else I'd leave up to like my brother, my dad.
I do that.
And then
You do all
it
that.
goes deep into it.
Then I don't. You don't really kind of really. I'll watch it and then I'll. Even in the amateurs, I don't think many. I don't know if I mean amateur coaches do, but I've always wanted to get a clip of the person and see what they're about,
Mm-hmm.
and then watch it and watch it and watch it. And
Yeah.
watch it.
And keep going and keep going.
Yeah,
And then at 4 o'clock in the morning, be
Yeah.
bursting through the door and be like, I'm still watching.
that's no seriously. That's true. I have we've been known for
Definitely.
you know and get up and watch it and not can't sleep, so we're all up for I didn't see that and so I like to sat this and you know we sit down and go like this is how we're gonna box them and there has to we've always gone with a
There has to be a plan. Yeah. I think there has to
Every
be.
fight. Yeah.
And I think even now when hopefully with the pro fights it's even more because you know we'll have more footage of people and you know can see exactly how they like.
But it's like it's not just one plan. You got to have plan A,
backup.
plan B, plan
Yeah.
C, plan D. If that don't work,
That must
then-
be a lot. I could not imagine going into the ring and having all these.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a plan of what goes. You know what's going to happen once I get in the ring because you never know. And if I get hurt early on, how am I going to bounce back from that? And that must be difficult.
I think that's one of my strongest things. Like I can adapt.
Yeah.
If I know if my dad's told me something and I know that's not working with him, I'll change it up.
Yeah. You
Like
can
the
adapt
next
in the
round I
ring.
can change it. Yeah.
I mean, he's
That's
not a
great.
robot. That's what I like about him.
Yeah.
Although I'm saying we do, but he's not a robot. He's got his own kind of. He'll say, no. I might say, try this, and he'll say, no, you're not. He's doing this.
Yeah.
So he's got his own kind of.
He's in his own way of thinking and his own strategy.
You can't just rely on.
I think that's where the talent comes in. You've got to have a natural talent with sports. Like you can train, like I said in the beginning, you can always train and better yourself, but there's got to be something in you where you've got something natural and an ability inside of you. You must have seen that very, very early on, and you must have thought, great, because now he loves what I love.
I'll tell you, I've always like in school and when it comes to school and stuff, I wasn't really like. I wasn't the best. I'd say I wasn't the best in school, and like, I had to work extra hard.
Yeah, to
get
make
what I
sure
wanted,
you bettered yourself.
But when it comes to like sports, you could show me a move once and I'll get it straight away. I think that's like
I think you know people have different intelligence, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, some people are good in school. I'm not saying that out there, you know, all kids should be working hard in school. But what I'm saying is with some people are like clever in school, they can read well, they can, you know, but then there's kids with all sorts of abilities.
Yeah, and it comes from the talent.
All sorts of abilities. And I learned that very quickly early on. And I knew he would, you know, he didn't enjoy his school. He was there, I mean, he went, but I knew that
Same.
he had this other kind of ability which wasn't writing in a book and the other kind of skills that he had.
practical.
Yeah. And they kind of need. There's nothing wrong with it. I wish I was a lot more, you know. But some people are very much textbook, and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You can be that way, but it's like some people are practical, and you know, people can go to university and they can get a master's, and that's great, and we need that. But then people can get into a ring and judge it, and you know, be signed by Frank One at 20-year-old. So
that's the thing I said to him very, very early on, and I openly say to everybody, that, you know. Don't judge yourself just on your qualifications.
No, everyone's always got time to grow. Yeah, 100%.
There's kids who come into the gym and they they are super, super talented.
Yeah.
And parents are saying that he's not doing well in school, and he's not, and he's not right.
Yeah.
He's not right. And if I can say that he's not right, I say different.
Yeah.
This kid is super talented.
Yeah. You see something
I
different
see
in him.
different.
Yeah.
And that the kid in school and the kid in gym is two different people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes we miss that other ability that our kids have.
100%.
Oh, he's no good for him to side.
Yeah.
No, he has. This kid is super talented.
And when you're pushing a young person like that, who's never been pushed before, and supporting and caring for them, then it's gonna, you're gonna start seeing them succeed in other areas of their life, and that's why you see it.
Definitely.
That's why sports and boxing, it's such a big, it's such a big part of a young person's life. And
most people don't see that though. They just getting punched in the face. But then there's a background thing to that.
Yeah.
Like through boxing, I've become so much confident. I can speak to people. All through boxing. It wasn't through going school. I'm not saying school's not good, but obviously you have to go to school and get it. But through boxing, I could speak to people and like make friends.
Yeah, because you're on their level, and it's they can bring up a topic and I can have a conversation about this for hours and hours, because not only do I know it like the back of my hand, but it's something that interests me. But but sports is such a big deal, and this is another thing that I wanted to talk to you, about is the Warrior Breed gym. So when did you set Warrior Breed? When did that become, its own?
Officially, Warrior Breed Boxing was affiliated with England Boxing in 2014.
2014.
But I set the thing up before that. It was like I set it up because we were really well into the sports, we knew what we were doing with the weights and the circuits, and I set it up like a family friends kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought, well, whatever. I don't really want for me that money was just to get people in the doors. And then we affiliated with the England Boxing, and kind of went
all out in that way.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of kids come through the doors.
Yeah.
A lot of people who kind of been in and changed their life.
100%, because that's why I really wanted to touch on it, is because when I went down to go visit Warrior Breed, and we work with a lot of kids in the local area that also attend Warrior Breed. So the reason why I wanted to touch on it is because it's such an impact, a positive impact on young people's lives. A lot of kids that you're working with are involved in antisocial behaviour. They're they're involved in gangs. A lot of them have got substance abuse issues before they even get to you. They've got problems going on at home. Dewsbury in itself, it comes with its own issues. So social needs that surround Dewsbury, a lot of our young people are involved, and have social needs impacting on their lives. So when they come to you, you're changing lives through your gym.
Without doubt. See, I was a probation officer before I opened this gym.
Yeah.
So with regards to local needs and what's going on, and I work with everybody. Everybody. And I think I know I will do that. It's not just going on people. I don't think we do it enough.
Yeah.
And we set that gym up, and that same kind of work we were doing without being recognised almost.
Yeah.
We were recognised as a boxing gym, but it goes beyond just boxing.
It does, because at the time that you came around, the cuts to service came for youth clubs. The cuts to service came for after school clubs. So you had all these young people that, had places to be after school, and all these young people being supported, and that had gone. So essentially, people might see you as a boxing gym, but it's not just a boxing gym.
Oh no, it's more than that. I've had people training for free, imagine.
Yeah.
Seriously, I've had people come and go, don't worry, you don't have to pay me.
Yeah.
Come and train.
Because that they're safe, they're doing something. Yeah.
Spend your time doing something. You don't have to pay me.
No.
And every single bit of that is my own money. Slowly I've built it up. I'm not really, I've not really got any. We built it slowly as a family, but again, I've had people off street, guys, kids come in, how can you train? Yeah, of course you can. Money's not an issue. If you got it, you can give me it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, come train, get involved, do what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And we've been looking at that. It's not about it's about, again, it's like reaching out and.
Yeah.
You know,
At least the impact and all that I want to talk about is, not only have you been able to open up this gym and change lives locally, but at the same time, you've still always, been there 110% as a coach for your son, and, he's just been signed by Frank Warren. These are all massive accomplishments whilst working full time, keeping a gym going and still being there, because people that work with young people that watch this, that do work with young people, they understand it is full time 24/7. So you've got your own family, and you've got your own goals, you and Amaar have, and you're working on that every single day. But then on the other hand, when you're not working on that, you're working on other kids and making sure that they're okay and they're, better in their lives.
Definitely.
So that moment of reflection, you must sit back and think, it is worth it. I have sleepless nights and stuff like that, but it's worth it.
You do. I mean, I'm lucky in my family we're in the boxing as well.
Yeah.
So
it's like normal.
All blended in.
Yeah.
Almost like we're always together. I can't get rid of them.
Even if you wanted to, you couldn't.
Yeah. So when I'm at gym, they're there. When I'm at home, they're there. So it blended well, But otherwise, if we didn't have that, then I've got family to look at. Then I've got my gym family. It's a gym family.
It is a gym family.
It's a gym family.
It is, and people love it.
And yeah, it's a gym family because, all right, Amaar's, I can say he's my only one, but we cry with the other kids.
Yeah.
We do. We hurt with the other kids.
You push them and
When
everything.
the other kids, they lose and they hurt, we hurt.
With
we
them.
come home and I'm saying, oh, so-and-so lost today.
Yeah, they're one of yours. Yeah.
And even my wife at home, she's not good. How did so-and-so get on? We lost today. And, yeah, and then the aftermath of texting these kids and saying, "Oh, this is for keeping confident."
Keep going.
And bringing them. It's a massive job, and so which I'm going to say doesn't get recognised, but I recognise it.
Yeah.
And the kids recognise it.
And the community is recognising it.
And hopefully, it has an impact. And now the kids that were coming through. They were young now. Some of them are grown up and they're in good jobs, and they, they're doing okay.
They're succeeding. Okay. Yeah. You should be really, 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 really proud of that. One of the things I want to touch on is in your career. Like I said, we've never ever seen anyone be signed by Frank Warren. We've never seen anybody on a local level do what you've done and what you've accomplished. Is there any boxers out there that do inspire you? That you think, I mean, you have already touched on it, but is there anyone that are, if it's a few of them, what boxers that you look at and you say, I can do that, they've made me want to do this?
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
He's always been, it's not just the way he fights, obviously, I still do the way he fights, but recently I've been watching obviously now that he's retired, he's letting everything out.
Yeah.
The business side of boxing, the way he talks about, how you build a business, how you don't waste your money. Save your money, invest it.
So Floyd Mayweather.
I always say to my dad that as soon as I make money, invest it.
Yeah, that's
you don't know what's around the corner.
No, 100%.
You don't know what's gonna happen. No.
Especially in boxing. That's why it's such a scary.
Yeah.
I mean, I just watch it and I get scared for all of you.
I don't think it's as bad.
But I just think if you take a hit and you're like, what's gonna happen?
No.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. I'm not going to say there isn't.
Yeah.
Sometimes
there's worries.
There is that. I can't sit here and say, even though I'm doing it, then, there's risks in other things. And I'm not
there's risks in everything.
But
there's a risk in walking to the shop.
Well, there is, the benefits far outweigh all of it.
100% pros and cons. Yeah.
Out of my gym, again, we're not even. When I set my gym up, I'm not one of these guys. I'm not a businessman, if I can say that.
Yeah.
I'm a community person.
100%, I agree with that.
I don't know how to make money, if I can say that, like business-wise.
Yeah.
And
you're not business motivated. You're community orientated.
Absolutely, and it took us years to kind of build on what we're doing.
Yeah.
But out of all them years I've been around, endless Yorkshire champions, endless. But forget that. Forget the national titles and the Yorkshire champions. I've had loads of kids come through.
Yeah. Is that what pushes you when you see them succeeding? You think this is why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's good for us. And it's not only about the titles. I've had loads of people who've come and gone.
Yeah.
But some of them people who are not there now are kind of maybe settled on doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not boxing champions, but they might be a champion.
Yeah, but they're not in jail, and that's where they could have been headed. When you met some of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things that people should be taking away is it's more than a boxing gym, like you said. It's a family, it's a youth club, it's a support system. Before we do close off, what I do want to close off is with a message from each of you. So probably from you guys to young people watching this, because it's going to go out to quite a few social medias. Is what's your message to young people? So from you who's been through it, and you've experienced social needs, it's impossible not to in the area that we live in, and to come out on top. And from you who is a community activist, who wants to inspire a generation to move on, what would be your messages to our young people?
Work hard, stay humble, and don't let anyone say you can't do anything.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's great.
The people who say, someone might say to them, "Oh no, you're rubbish."
Yeah, especially if like bad behavior.
There's so many amateur boxers that are world champions in professionals that have lost like the first 10, 15 fights.
Mm-hmm.
They could have easily quit there, but they didn't. And now they're multiple world champions.
Yeah.
Keep going. Different businesses, millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just keep going. Don't let no one say you can't do something. The losing comes part of it.
Yeah.
If you're boxing, I can say from boxing, losing is part of it. But yeah, just carry on. Keep your head down.
Zahir, what would you say?
I think for me, I could go on for hours.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the biggest things is having your own confidence and your own belief.
Yeah.
Having that belief in yourself. And that might come from a person outside, like a coach or a teacher or something. But I think if you have belief and confidence, you can achieve it all. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And I think just being aware of people around you, because there's a lot of things, when we're talking about needs and things, you can slip into a lot of kind of use the word bad
issues.
Yeah. And it's quite readily available almost out there. So it's being aware of what having goals. This is what I want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've got to have a goal.
Goals is the main thing.
You've got to have that goal. As a human, you've got to have a goal that this is what I want to achieve. How I get there
is up to me.
Yeah. It's going to be hard. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. You're going to fall down, you're going to lose, people will get you, they'll try and drag you away, but no. I'm having that.
Yeah.
Determination, patience,
yeah.
Belief, confidence. I know I can just reel it off, but it takes time and effort.
Yeah. Yeah, takes tears, blood, sweat.
Nothing comes easy.
No.
Nothing. I said to these, I said to everyone, nothing in life comes easy.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to put your work in, but when you do, even if have a goal, you might not hit that exact goal, but
you've made something, you've done something. Yeah.
Something else might open up for you.
Yeah.
It might be your destiny. I'm a believer of destiny.
Yeah, I am. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, so I might have this goal, I might want to achieve this, but go for it.
Yeah.
Strive for it. But it might be something else that your destiny might be somewhere else.
Look at the Frank Warren signing. It came during a lockdown. And
I wasn't even fighting
so.
We were upset. Because our elite championships got cancelled.
Yeah. And
we were in the middle of training, elite championship, everything went blocked. And we thought, what now?
Yeah, what's going to happen?
We've lost the whole year.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's been our best year.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
100%.
So yeah, for youngers, confidence, stay with it, have belief. Don't let no one again. I think that's massive. Tell you that you can't, because you can.
Yeah, that's great. I want to congratulate you, because we haven't done that yet, on all your accomplishments and your signing. I've got no doubt that you're going to succeed, and you've got your entire community and your entire town behind you. I also want to thank you both for coming out. I know that you're really busy. I know with the reopening of Warrior Breed, and I know you're at training 24/7, so I want to thank you both for being here. We're going to link both their socials in the video, and we're going to put up Warrior Breed's Facebook page. Got a Facebook page for Warrior Breed, yeah. We'll put Warrior Breed's Facebook page up. Yeah. I've really enjoyed you both coming down.
It's been good and all for us and all really, because I know we've got to say thank you to you guys really taking the. You know what you have unsung heroes who don't get that appreciation, and if you want there genuinely for out there and being for community, you won't be sat here. So that was, you know, where we are, we're destined. But it's people like you who need that kind of appreciation.
No, thank you.
No, it's true. It's true.
Well, to be honest,
it's not easy.
It's not, but we all have our role to play in the community.
Absolutely.
So I know I do my bit, but you do yours,
Yeah.
and you're out doing yours. And, you know, hopefully I want us to bring people like us together so people can see, you know, well, they've done it. So-and-so's done this. I'm interested in this. But I do think, and all with the accomplishments that you've both had in such a short space of time, it's just been absolutely amazing. And for anyone watching, especially a young person watching, I do think it's going to inspire and motivate so many of them. But yeah, I am really, really happy that you both came down today and that we can discuss this. Is there anything else? Do you want to give anyone a shout out? Do you want to say anything else to anybody? I know, because I just saw you, I could read. I'm like a man now. I feel like we're that close. You just blink at me, see? And I just thought he wants to do a shout out here.
I do. I mean, you know, I think for our journey, and I think for Amaar, without people supporting him, it doesn't happen. And you know, he's got a big sponsor really that are setting up similar time to Amaar, hopefully.
Do you want to tell us who the sponsor is, and we'll link them up? Of course you can. We'll link them up here.
Because they started off at the same time as Amaar, and they're starting in this journey, and they got that belief with him.
Good.
And it's emojis.
Emojis.
Burger place.
Yes. Oh, they're supporting you, sponsoring you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
You know, without them, we don't operate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, up till now, and we're not. I mean, is everything.
Yeah, he's everything.
You know, it goes beyond coaching.
Yeah.
Don't even go there.
Overdraft, everything.
Well, exactly, yeah. But beside that, as an athlete, as a professional athlete, this is what he does.
Yeah.
This is what you were in college last 2018, I think. He finished. He done his level 3 sports science.
Well, I did that. Sports coaching.
Coaching.
Yeah.
So, and I said to him, I said, "What do you want to do?" And he
World
said,
champion.
Yeah.
To be honest, even when I was in college,
You're like world champion.
boxing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had to get a backup plan.
Of course.
Boxing was like the main thing. Even though I was an amateur, I was always like, "Oh, I'm gonna turn pro."
Yeah.
Turn pro.
Just doing a maths exam. Do you know what? I'm just going to turn pro.
So what we, I mean, this was decided like a few. He says, right, we won't do. He's not going to uni, and let's do this full time.
Yeah, let's commit.
Yeah, so he'd been doing this full time, just
alone.
Yeah,
just his family supporting him.
Yeah, the family support.
So Emojis has really stepped up.
When people like that come, and I think they deserve that respect.
100%.
You know what I mean? And Emojis is a new place in town.
It is.
Hopefully after fights, the party is going to be
Emojis. Emojis is going to be the after do. Woo woo.
They're going to take over.
What we'll do is we'll link them here. We want to say thank you to them for supporting you, because that's helping better you.
And then the other companies that want to come on board, you know.
Yeah, any other businesses.
Well
Let's do it. Let's do it now.
Yeah.
Any other businesses, local businesses that want to support and sponsor Amaar for future fights, future professional fights, get in contact with Zahir Akbar or Amaar Akbar. definitely an investment, 100%.
That's it. Yeah.
But the most recent sponsor is Emoji, so we'll link them right here, and we want to say thank you to them. And we want to say thank you to you. So thank you for coming out. You guys are the first episode.
Oh, wow.
Woo-hoo! Yorkshire Talks. Thank you very much.